Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video in our series of tutorials for beginners in TypeScript. Today we're going to be learning about arrays. So what is an array? You can think of an array as a list and a list of data. That data could be words, numbers, true or false values, and many more things. They're a great way for us to store information in a structured way so that we can use it in our programs. So let's get into creating our first array. We define arrays in a similar way to how we defined variables in a previous video, starting with the keyword let. We then choose a name for our array. In this case, we're going to call our array number array. We then use the operator to assign a value to our array. We then need to give our array a type. So we do that in TypeScript using the colon, and we say number. We then put a pair of brackets on the end of that number to let TypeScript know to expect an array. We then use an equals sign, much like in our previous videos. Open and close a pair of brackets, and then enter a list of comma separated values. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then close the line of code with a semicolon, and that's it. We've created our first array in TypeScript. Now there's something important we need to know about arrays and how a computer views an array. So computers, unlike humans, count from the number 0. An array has an index, and when we refer to an index, we're talking about the position of some data within our array. We start at the number 0 through to 4, and these are our indexes or indices. When we want to access or modify an element in our array, we use this to do so. To do that, we can say console.log. We can reference our number array. Using square brackets, we can say I want to get the element in position 0. Close our line of code with a semicolon and click run. So you'll see that in the log we have the value 1 returned. If we change the index to 3, our computer is going to look for the value in position 3 within our array. So we count from 0, 1, 2, 3, and we should be returned the value 4. So let's run that. And here we go. The console is logging number 4, which is in position 3 in our array. Now I know that's a little bit confusing, but you will get the hang of it. So now we know what indexes are, and we know how to access values at certain indexes. Let's have a look at updating values in indexes. So let's take this array and let's add number array. Let's reference the index in position 0, the value in index position 0, and then we're going to use the equals operator to assign a value to this. So we can assign the value, for instance, 7 in position 0. Close that line of code with a semicolon, and what this is going to do when it runs is find position 0 value, which is 1, and replace it with the number 7. It's then going to console log whatever is in position 0. So let's run this code, and we now see that the index position 0 in our array has been replaced with the value 7. So how do we add values to our array and take them away? Well, we do that with two functions. The first of which, if we call our number array, is called push. So we use the push function followed by a set of parentheses, and we give a value in here. So for example, we could say 8. We're then going to console.log the entire array, and what we're going to see is that we're pushing this value to the end of our array. So if I close this and run it again, we can now see that 8 is at the end of our array, which is exactly what we wanted. So how do we go about removing values from our array? Well, we can do that using the pop function. So if we say numberArray.pop, we don't need to pass a value because this function will remove the last value in our array. So let's walk through the code and see if we can work out what we're going to see when we click run. So let's add a console log to the end and then work through our code. So we've defined an array of type number. We've given it the numbers 1 to 5. We've replaced the value of the index 0 in the array, meaning this element here, with the value 7. We then log to the console, so we can expect to see the position 0, which is now 7. We can expect to see that in the console. We then pushed number 8 to the end of our array. We then logged our whole array, so we can expect to see 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. We then used the pop function to remove the last index from our array. We're then logging the entire array again, so we can expect to see 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we removed that last index from our array. So let's hit run and see what we get. And that's exactly what we were expecting the program to do. So there you have it. You've now learned about arrays, initialized and assigned values to an array, learned about the push and pop function, and seen how to update the value of an element in an array at a specific index. And it's as simple as that. That's the basics of arrays covered. So if you liked this video, if you found it useful, if you're liking the content that we're putting out currently, please consider subscribing to the channel, giving the video a like, and sharing it with your friends. I'll see you in the next video.